Welcome to In Her Voice, a podcast created for women who listen to and live by their deepest wisdom, their inner voice. This was made for you, the woman who feels pulled to more, to lead, to create, to dream, and to be a world changer. My name is Kelly Covert, and I am an inner voice coach. Join me here each week as we explore what it means to reach for your inspired potential, all while honoring your worthiness each and every day. Hello there, this is Kelly, and you are listening to In Her Voice. Thank you so much for being here today. I have a good one for you. Today, I am talking about self-care, and not just about why you need it, and not just about why it's important. I mean, we know those things, right? But about why it's hard. And it's a funny thing because it doesn't feel like something that should be hard. Taking care of ourselves seems like it should be easy enough, right? Are you with me? But when it comes down to the day-to-day, actual doing the things that mean we're taking care of ourselves, I think sometimes it's hard. And I was just talking with a good friend of mine this morning about it. And she was talking about how she just hasn't been feeling herself and she hasn't been feeling very joyful. And she said it kind of hit her that she hasn't been doing the self-care practices that she knows help her feel the way she wants to feel. And so I thought it would be worthwhile to talk about this on the podcast because I think that this is a side of self-care that we don't talk about very often. People are preaching it from the rooftops, right? And I think so much so that unless you've been hiding under a rock, you know that it's important. But what self-care has become for many, many women is just another thing that they should do. The should, right? It's just another should. It's another thing that gets added on the never-ending to-do list. And there's not a lot of purpose to it. There's not a lot of understanding of why, of the why, and of how it works. And so I thought we could talk a little bit about that today because more than anything, I want you to know that if you find self-care difficult and challenging, you are most certainly not alone. Not at all. There are a lot of people, a lot of women who are struggling with this, and they're struggling to understand how to make it fit into their day, and they're struggling to understand what it should look like and how it should feel and all of the things. And, oftentimes perfectionism can come into play here because if you are a recovering perfectionist like me, you want to do it right. And if we're so focused on doing it right, sometimes we don't do it all because we say, well, why bother? I'm not going to do it right. So what's the point? I only have 10 minutes today. So whatever, that's not enough time. We make a lot of excuses to not do something perfectly. And then we end up not doing it at all. And that's not good either. I have no doubt that if you're listening to this, you want to take care of yourself. You want to have that habit of self-care. You want it to be easy. Me too. And most days for me, I have to admit it is easy, but there are some days that it's hard. You want to feel healthy. You want to move your body. You want to have a calm mind. But if we are approaching self-care from the place of should, I should be doing this, I'm supposed to be doing this, that is going to stand in the way every single time. I should go to the gym today. I should eat more veggies today. I really should start meditating or journaling or doing yoga. All of those shoulds feel heavy and hard. And so by adding self-care to our to-do list, in a way, we're making it hard on ourselves. We're making it something that is hard to prioritize because God knows we have enough on our plate, right? How could we possibly add one more thing? And so, sometimes the shoulds work. Sometimes you follow through on the should. And you know what happens? You do it. You do the thing, you do the journaling, you go to the gym, you go on a walk every day, you're eating your veggies, whatever the self-care habit that you are trying to instill in yourself, the should works for a time. And you know what happens is you feel better and you have more energy and you have a calmer mind and your body doesn't hurt as much and you feel joyful and alive. And this is where I think we get into trouble. And when I say we, I definitely mean me. I want to be really transparent because this is something that I see myself doing. So have you ever gotten a prescription for antibiotics? Say you have some sort of cold or something where you have to take antibiotics, some sort of infection. And usually you have to take those antibiotics for 2 weeks, right? So you feel terrible when you start taking them, like you're sick when you start taking them. But after about a week or so, you start to feel better. And then that 10-day mark rolls around and it was like you were never sick. You feel so good and, your body feels healed and well, but you still have some of that medicine left. So you think to yourself, well, I feel really good. I don't even need the medicine. And you throw it away or you leave it on the shelf and you forget to take it. And then what happens is that infection can come back. So first of all, this doesn't have anything to do with antibiotics, just so you know. But I think a lot of times that's what we do with self-care. This is what I see myself doing. I am really good at self-care during the week. I self-care like a boss. I have my habits that I do. I have my rituals. I move my body. Everything feels great. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling awesome. I feel rested. I feel joyful. I feel calm. I feel exactly the way I want to feel. And then Saturday rolls around and I'm like, oh, I feel so good. I don't need to journal today. I don't need to exercise today. I don't need to XYZ today because I feel so good. I've been doing it all week. And then Monday rolls around after a weekend where I haven't really been prioritizing my self-care and I don't feel good anymore. This is the thing, you guys. Self-care is the medicine. It is the thing that we need to give ourselves to feel the way we want to feel. And unfortunately, the effects are not lasting. It is an ongoing practice. If you want to feel the way you want to feel, you must take care of yourself. You must give yourself the medicine that you need every day. And maybe medicine is a bad way to compare it because you're not sick. You're not broken. But you do need, it's like sustenance. It's the nourishment that you need every day to feel how you want to feel. And when it comes right down to it, it's just hard sometimes. And you know me, I'm positive. I am an optimist. I like to see the good in things, and I do, but I think it's important to recognize where we can sometimes hit a roadblock, particularly where self-care is concerned. It's hard. It's hard to keep up with. It's hard to follow through with. It's hard to make it a priority. Why? Because you are tired, because you're exhausted, because you have a lot on your plate, because you're stressed out, because we're living in a global pandemic, because of all of the things. But until we recognize that this one thing can change everything, we're never gonna be able to make it a priority. Here's another reason why self-care can be hard sometimes. It's not always fun. You know, when you're scrolling on Instagram and you see something about self-care and you think, oh, I could just take a bubble bath or go get a manicure or, whatever it is that sounds like indulgent and relaxing. And I do believe that that is a kind of self-care, but the kind of daily self-care that I'm talking about isn't always fun. It's not something that I always look forward to. There are some days, and it depends on who you are, where you just don't want to go to the gym. It's not fun. Like, you don't want to put your sneakers on and go for a jog or go for a walk. You think to yourself, I have so much more I need to do with this 30 minutes or this 60 minutes. But when you do it, you like the way you feel, right? I know I do. You may think that you have something better to do with that 20 minutes in the morning, that you could meditate and journal. I don't always love journaling. It's not something that I look forward to with glee every single day. But I know that when I do it, that is me taking care of myself. And that is the most important thing. That is the most important thing. Until you start to make the connection that self-care is the very thing that helps you feel the way you want to feel, it will only ever be a should. It's only going to be another thing that you have to add to the list that feels like it's never going to get finished. Here's some questions for you. What if self-care became your non-negotiable? What would happen if you started to recognize that your self-care is the very glue that is holding everything else together, and without it, you will never feel the way you say you want to feel? I am 100% positive that you have many non-negotiables in your life. Let prioritizing taking care of yourself be one of them. Let it be one of them. And what a difference that will make. When you make yourself a priority, you are showing yourself that you matter and that you are worthy. You are worthy of your own love and your own care, just the way your family is worthy of that, just the way your friends are worthy of that. Prioritize you, and you will be amazed at how you will feel. It is time to take care. It is time to take care of yourself. Take care of you, because you are the only one of you that we have, and we need you. We need you fully functioning with a calm mind and a healthy body and a nourished soul. And you are the only one that can give that to yourself. If you are listening today and you're thinking, oh my gosh, this is me, I struggle with this, and then maybe you even judge yourself because you struggle with it, I get it. And I want you to understand that this is not something that you have to do on your own. There have been times throughout my life where I have found myself in a rut, and I have recognized I need some help here. And until you recognize that, and until you reach out, it's going to be really hard to do it on your own. Sometimes you just need a hand. And this is exactly what I do with inner voice coaching. Inner voice coaching is about you listening to your own wisdom to discover what you need, to unveil the habits that are going to take your life to a place where you feel exactly the way that you want to feel, where you feel powerful, where you feel worthy, where you feel joyful and content and fulfilled and successful. I will help you listen. That's my superpower. I'm sure of it. And I am happy to be your guide and to hold your hand and to say, you can do this, and to believe with you and to remind you how important you really are. I want to let you know I have 5 coaching spots available for the month of September. If you are hearing this and you think, yes, I need some help right now, this feels really hard to do it on my own, let's talk. You can head on over to my website, kellycovert.com, right on the main page, and let's sign you up. Let's get you signed up for a deep dive session. This is a one-time session. We can do a lot with one session. And if after one session you feel like you need more, let's do more. We can talk about what that would look like. But I feel so deeply in my body that there are some of you that are listening to this today, and you're at that point where you can either continue going and wondering if it's ever going to get better, and wondering if you're ever going to finish your list, and wondering if you're ever going to have time to take care of yourself, and wonder if you're ever going to be able to follow through on the habits that you say you want to follow through on. And you can keep wondering, or you can ask for help. And we can do it together. kellycovert.com, right on the front page. Remember, we need you. We need you full of energy and life, because you are the only one of you that we have. You are worthy.